Okay, so just to start the process, I have already done that in terms of glazing out, using smoothing off the wall, using compound to get that surface. So where I had, as you can see here, some paint lifting off the surface, I used compound to fill out those areas. Right here, a part of the wall had broken off, the concrete had broken off, so what I did was to mix cement and sand, fill it, and then I put the compound over it for a smooth finish. So for all those areas where we have that, we're going to patch those. We're going to patch that hole. Here I also remove this so we can you know, get that smooth finish without messing up that. And we're going to change this to one with a cylindrical with the round to fit it. So that is that. Here was the same thing with the concrete and all of that. So I'd mix some cement, want to rub down just a little bit more. As you can see, there's a buffer here. Yeah, so we're going to get that out of the way. Same thing with here. Over here we're going to patch these indentions or incision, whatever the hole, we're going to patch those. Here we have applied the compound and we're going to sand that down. Same thing with here, and this is just a little DIY. I've never done this before actually. Same thing here, and it's going to be the same thing throughout, you know. Right here, that's the dog's pan, water pan. So it's basically the same thing throughout. Right here we're going to cover that with some drywall board. And yeah, so this is basically the before, right? And then we'll see the progress and then we'll see the after. Don't want the sandpaper to be too rough. We want something smooth because, as you know, this is the finishing before it is painted. So as you can see, we're going to rub out all of this so it looks smooth. So far, we're going to apply this procedure to get it as smooth as possible. Just testing the texture of the surface. Okay, so we're going to continue this procedure for all the other areas. Right here we will be adding we will be applying the drywall slash joint compound tape so as to cover the screw heads and the edge of the metal. We're now applying our joint compound. We usually apply it so as to seal the tape in place and to give that surface a smooth finish and just to even out the surface. Not using the proper tool, but I guess it's getting the job done. I know DIY, you just have to make things work, make things happen. Cool. So what I do is to scoop it up from the back and on. Just getting it out. Work our way out. A little bit messy, but we'll get that sorted out. As you can see, it has a slight little slant. We're going to allow that to dry a little bit, and then we get our edges all cleaned up and give it a light little sand, and then we give it another coat. So first I want to start to wipe off the wall to get rid of any excess dust, if any. Just prep the area that we're going to paint. I had already pre-washed this section of the wall. So pretty much all we have to do is just wipe. So here we are now applying our second coat. The paint is a bit runny, but we got to make it work. I'm no professional, but when you're using a roller to paint, you basically, once you make one roll, then you go half the way back into that roll, so you don't see a distinct roll pattern. Okay, so this is where we left off for today's vlog, and we will definitely be continuing the renovation. So this is part one, some of which you may not have gotten all the details, but you will definitely be getting that update accordingly. Right, so this is where we left off. Yeah, thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for part 2 of our DIY home renovation.